Hello and welcome to Flights and Times. Today is Thursday the 4th of June and I'm here at Bethnal Green Overground Station in East London, making my way into town to London Liverpool Street, where I'll be getting a train with Greater Anglia out to Norwich. Today I'm going home. So I've been staying in London throughout the coronavirus pandemic as I'm a key worker, so I've been staying down here to continue to work. Today I am going home for the first time since March, and yeah, so I'm taking Greater Anglia up to Norwich and then I'll be getting East Midlands trains across to Peterborough. So it's now definitely not June, it's the end of July, and I'm just putting all this together and realised that for some reason throughout all of my clips I refer to the class 755. I in fact travelled on the class 745. The class 755 is a very similar bimode, but essentially whenever I say 755, here 745. Today I'm going to be travelling on one of these, a class 755 Flirt, which Greater Anglia have recently introduced onto the Liverpool Street to Norwich route, replacing the previous class 90 loco hauled units. So I'm now just north of Ipswich on board my train to Norwich. So it's time for a quick tour of these class 755s. A couple of things to point out first. Firstly, Greater Anglia have two types of 755, some for Stansted Express services which don't have first class, and some for the Norwich services which do. I'm travelling in first class today, however due to the COVID-19 situation there is no onboard service and the catering facilities, cafe bar are closed. Also at Liverpool Street there is usually a first class lounge, but this is also closed due to COVID-19, so essentially first class today means a slightly comfier seat, quieter carriages, although all carriages are fairly quiet. That's about it. So yeah, here's a quick tour of the first class seats on board these class 755s. So as with most first class carriages, the Greater Anglia 755s are in a 1-2 configuration with pairs of seats on one side and groups of 4 on the other side of the aisle. Towards the carriage ends where the connections there are a group of 3. All seats have both standard plug sockets and USB plug sockets. The arms, apart from those next to the window, are adjustable, and the seats near the carriage ends also have this tiny little table next to them, which is quite handy for just drinks or putting your phone or something like that, but be careful because of obviously people passing through. So first class is in carriages A and B. At the rear of carriage C is a cafe bar, which due to COVID-19 is closed, however would usually offer a wide range of drinks and snacks. So as I mentioned earlier, these trains have replaced the class 90 loco hauled trains that Greater Anglia used to use on these routes. The most noticeable difference is how quick the acceleration is on these new trains, with us having arrived at each of the stations en route at least 2 or 3 minutes early and had to wait there for our scheduled departure time. So I've come forward to standard class to see what the differences are between first and standard. The most noticeable difference obviously is that there are 2 seats on the other side of the aisle, meaning slightly less space and the potential of sitting next to someone you don't know. Also, most seats don't have a table. They do have a seat back table, but not a proper one. However, there are 8 groups of 4 with a proper table still in each carriage. The final noticeable difference is that rather than there being a plug socket and a USB socket for each individual seat, there is one for each pair. So again, if you're sat next to a stranger, you're going to have to be nice and share. Given that there is currently no first class offering and the trains are fairly quiet, then to be honest there's not that much difference between a first and standard class ticket. You get a slightly wider seat in first, slightly bit more leg room, but there's plenty of space to spread out in standard, and so certainly if you have to travel at the moment, just travel in standard. Of course, as these are brand new trains, there is Wi-Fi free to all customers throughout, and yeah, all in all these are a massive improvement on the Class 90 and Mark III carriages that used to run on this route. As I said, there's a few differences to the service due to the COVID-19 restrictions, so I'm hoping to try this out again soon once the lockdown is completely over and things are relatively back to normal. It'll be good to see how this compares to the normal first class service on the Greater Anglia intercity route. You can read about my previous journey from Norwich to Liverpool Street on board one of the Class 90s on my blog. The link is in the description, but that is all for today, so thank you for watching and stay safe.
Please make permission to be provided. Please retain tickets for onward journeys, and if you're leaving the station, pull the ticket variant. Greater Anglia, thank you for travelling with us this afternoon. This is Norwich, your next and final stop.